Yo, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I'm taking my first two videos in the same day, so wearing the same shirt and same makeup. But on this video, I want to talk about my world race experience. So first of all, I took a trip with Adventures and Missions, aka the World Race. That's a name that's more prominently known. I went to Haiti and the DR. I was gone for almost 9 weeks. It's called a semester's trip. So it's actually World Race semesters, and I was gone for 2 months, obviously. And so on here, I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what the last 2 months looked like, and things that I learned, and all things related to the world race. I actually asked a couple of people what questions they had and how I could answer any questions they had for me. Some of my supporters gave me some questions, my team leader and some friends, so I'm gonna take some time to answer those on here as well. So first I want to talk about what it looked like to be on the race. So in Haiti, we did a lot of VBS and a lot of just going and spending time with the elderly, because that's their main focus there, is elderly care. We also just did things like evangelism and prayer walking. So that's pretty much what our days look like there, is either going evangelizing in the mornings, prayer walking, or doing VBS in the mornings, and evangelizing and prayer walking in the afternoon, or VBS in the afternoon. A lot of times we did VBS twice a day. We would go to one orphanage in the morning and one in the afternoon, or we would go to 2 in the afternoon and do 2 VBSs a day. That sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, and I learned a lot about VBS and my heart for VBS and my heart for kids ministry. And for a really long time I thought that I wanted to do kids ministry until I did it every single day, sometimes 2 times a day. So my heart is still with kids. I absolutely love kids, and it was such a joy to be able to do VBS for them there in Haiti. But it was also super hard for me on a lot of different levels. And I can't really explain that to you. It was just like mentally hard and physically hard, and also super spiritually hard, especially with the language barrier. We didn't have a lot of materials that we would use here in the US, so we would have to kind of make up things as we go. It was still super fun. It was just still really hard, as missions can be. So yeah, that's kind of what our day looked like. And for prayer walking and evangelizing, we always had a translator with us, and we would just kind of like go within the community that we were staying in, and we would just go up to these houses and pray with them. And it was so fruitful and so good to just be able to go up to people and be like, hi, the Lord laid it on my heart to stop and pray for you, and they would be like, wow, thank you so much, because I'm going through X, Y, and Z, and I need prayers today for that. So that was super awesome to be able to experience that firsthand. I got to lead 2 people to Christ while I was there by doing evangelism. So evangelism was super fruitful for us, as well as VBS and everything else that we did. I personally enjoyed evangelism the most while I was in Haiti. And what it looked like to stay in Haiti, we had a house that's kind of similar to what a house would be here in the US. And we had 2 showers that were normal showers. We didn't have to take bucket showers like we did at training camp, so that was super nice. And we just all stayed in one room, all of us girls, and we all had a bunk bed to ourselves. Not a lot of space for a month, but we had some hammocks up outside, so that was super nice to just be able to go in our free time and chill outside. The food was rice and beans pretty much, so that was interesting, but super enjoyed the food. We had some super awesome ladies cook for us every day that are employed by Supply and Multiply. So I really enjoyed that. And we also got an off day each week while we were gone. So in Haiti, our off days looked a little bit different just because of where we were at. We went to Oahu, which is a resort, which is very interesting to see. After living in the community and being a part of the community, and then going to a resort is kind of hard to relax and enjoy a day when you know there's people that have never experienced that, and it's just right down the road. So that was super interesting. And then from Haiti we went to the DR, the Dominican Republic, and we stayed up on the mountain, Hope Mountain. The weather was absolutely amazing. It was so much cooler than Haiti was, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And our living situation and all of that was very similar to what it was in Haiti. Our ministry looked a lot different. In the DR, we were very much behind the scenes and did a lot of preparation for events or preparation for things coming in the future for that ministry. And I really enjoyed that much more than I thought that I would, because in my brain a lot of times I want to have a hands-on part in ministry, and like want to be able to see the outcome like right then, and that wasn't the case for the DR at all. We got to do VBS a couple of times, but that also looked a lot different than it did in Haiti. So our ministry in the DR, my favorite thing that we did there was write curriculum for a program that they're starting, and I just really enjoyed that because we got to sit down as a team and just come up with things that some young girls in this situation would be going through. And I really enjoyed doing that, just being able to come together with my team and just come up with ideas and bounce off of each other and just have a part in something so much bigger. We were also part of a marriage conference, which was super fruitful for the ministry and the people that attended the marriage conference. My team got to help prepare the food and serve the food, so it came in handy that I've been a waitress. It was super awesome to have a part in that event. It was a huge event, lots of couples, like 100 people were up on the mountain for that event. And then we had a couple of other events that, like I said, we just took some time to help the ministry prepare for those. So I just really enjoyed that. So both places, ministry looked completely different, and it was really good for me to be able to experience both kinds of ministry because a lot of those different ministries I've never experienced before, and so the Lord taught me and grew me in so many ways that I couldn't even tell you every single way if I spent 4 hours making this video. I promise this will not be a 4-hour video. But now I'm just going to answer some of the questions that people had for me, and if you have any more questions, feel free to comment or reach out to me. I will be glad to answer those. So one question was, how would I describe my team? My team was very loud. We were probably the loudest team at training camp, but I loved that. I loved our energy the entire 2 months we were gone. My team is also very close. We are still in contact with each other and still keep up with each other, and I think that just goes to show how close of a bond that we made while we were gone. I would also describe my team as just super on fire for the Lord. Our team was asked to do a lot of different tasks, and sometimes tasks that we had no expectation that we were going to be asked to do that, but our team still went and did those things, all for the kingdom. So it was super cool to work alongside of the people that I got to work alongside of. I wouldn't trade a single one of them for anything. So next is my favorite team activity. So we had things called team time, and we had this every single day along with feedback. Feedback would be when we had team time, we would just share with each other our thoughts for the day regarding one another, and if they needed to grow or if they did something super awesome that day, you just kind of called them higher, called them out on those things. So my favorite team activity would probably be like something wrapped up in team time, because we did that a lot. And so we had a lot of different team times, a lot of different things that I really enjoyed. We played some games, did some serious team times. I don't know that I have a favorite team activity. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. So next, would I go back or live in Haiti? So as I kind of mentioned when I was talking about what it looked like to be in Haiti, I mentioned that it was super hard. So yeah, Haiti was just super hard for me in a lot of different ways regarding a lot of different things. So personally, I would not go back or live in Haiti. I can't say for sure that in 10 years I wouldn't go back. I know there's a lot of need in Haiti, but I know in my heart that the Lord has not called me to go back and live there. And I can't say that that'll be the same forever, but I know for right now the Lord has not called me there. The biggest culture shock, I think, was just how freely open Haitians and Dominicans are. They're not closed off to the gospel. Very rarely do you get someone that says they don't want to talk with you or don't want prayer. A lot of them know who Jesus is, and that was a huge shock to me. Another huge culture shock, I think, was just how they just live their day-to-day life without a care. They don't worry about, do they have enough money for this? Do they have enough money for that? They just live their life so freely, and it was just a huge shock because here in the US we don't really live that way. We kind of live in constant worry all the time. In preparation, what would I do again and what would I do different? So I definitely pack way different. So I took a backpack, and I don't regret that at all. But the things that I did pack, I do kind of regret. Just packing things that I normally wear is a huge thing that I wish I would have done. I bought clothes specifically for the race, and I kind of regretted that because I didn't really have comfort clothes to wear. And in preparation, what I would do again is pray for my team from the very beginning. I think that that helped so much for all of us, and I think that's all that I would do different and all that I would do the same. I didn't really prepare a whole lot before, other than the normal things that you prepare for before going on a trip. In what way did Jesus most capture my heart? I think the way he captured my heart is just seeing the people and how little they have, but how much they give. They give so much. They would give you the last piece of bread they had if it meant that you were able to eat that day. And Jesus just really captured my heart in those moments of just seeing people just freely give their lives. It's like Jesus, when he gave his life freely for us to be able to live. He also captured my heart in just teaching me so much about myself. I didn't expect to grow in the ways that I did, and I was just able to grow in so many ways. In my leadership, in my capabilities as me in ministry, and in confidence. And so it was just super awesome to see the Lord work through me and in the people that were around me. My favorite thing that we did, that's a hard one. Our off days in the DR were a little bit different. We went to like the beach a couple of times, and we went into town. I think ministry wise, my favorite thing we did was what I talked about in the DR, writing curriculum. As far as like a fun thing that we did, my favorite thing would be probably just going into town in the DR, and just being able to explore the city. That was probably one of my favorite things, just being like in the culture and experiencing that. What I learned, I kind of talked about this already, but just like a lot about myself. a lot about my leadership capabilities and a lot about what it looks like to be in ministry every day and be in really hard ministry, but also still doing things for the kingdom and knowing that Jesus has you there for a reason. Jesus also is still fruitful and still great even when things are really hard. I also just learned what it looks like to be a good leader and to empower my teammates to be leaders, even though the Lord has given me a really strong leadership capability. I also learned a lot about what it means to be confident in who I am. Before I went, I was not confident at all, and I still struggle with that. It's not perfect, but the Lord taught me a lot about that this summer. So I learned a lot of different things, but those are the big things, those are the big highlights. Yeah, so that's pretty much my summer in a nutshell. I know that's not everything. If I talked about every single detail, I'd be here forever. So yeah, I had a great summer and I learned so much, and I'm continuing to learn. The Lord is just giving me more and more opportunities, just opening my eyes to what He wants to do with me in the future as far as ministry, and I'm super excited for what He has in store. So thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.